Hi, and welcome to day one at the Threshold, a 21-day reflection series. My name's Katie. So glad you're here. I've been thinking a lot about what I wanted to share or what I wanted to reflect on this very first day of the series. And while I know we'll get to the point we'll be thinking through, or I'll be thinking through what I want for this new year, I think it's really important to just take a moment and to take stock of where I'm at, and for you to consider maybe where you're at. You know, I've always been someone that loves new beginnings. As a kid, I loved the first day of school. And as I got older, I always loved that first day on the job. And I've been reflecting a little bit. Why is that? Why did I always love those beginnings? Now, I did become an entrepreneur, and so maybe I'm just someone that likes new things. I'm definitely an idea person. I like trying new things. But also, I think there's something a little bit more behind it than that. You know, on the first day of school, there's really no expectations for homework or exams. What's required of us on those first days, whether it's a new job or school or even something like this, is that you just show up. And the more you're fully present and the more you can just let the day or the event or whatever it is unfold, I think the better everything goes. And so that's what I'm hoping for in this first reflection series, is that I'm going to give myself permission, and I hope you give yourself permission too, to just fully show up for yourself and to take stock, reflect. You know, how are you? Where are you spiritually? Or if you prefer the word, energetically. How are you doing physically, mentally, emotionally? You know, when I first answer those questions, at least for me, I'll generally answer them from my head. But if we can slow down a minute, really just center ourselves and be present with ourselves, you know, I think we get different answers. So if I asked you, take a minute and just point to yourself. Go ahead, point to yourself. You're gonna point right here, right? Probably. And so that's what I'm hoping we get to today. You know, we don't point like, here I am, although maybe more than 90% of the time. So much of our time we spend in our heads and in our thoughts, but the real us is there just a little deeper, and I really believe it's in our hearts. So for today, for that first day, encourage you to be fully present with yourself and just ask, how am I? How am I doing? What am I feeling? No judgment, no pressure to change or set a goal. Just give yourself permission to be fully present with yourself and accept where you are just right now. Now, I'd like to encourage you, if you're just an eternal optimist, is what I wanted to say, and you're thinking, I am just fantastic from my head to my toe, energetically, physically, you know, that's great. But also just notice if there's something that is maybe a little uncomfortable and you're just not willing to notice it, because there's always things that could potentially be out of balance, right? And if you're someone that is going through some really hard, heavy times, trust me, I've had my fair share too. But I'd encourage you to find a spot when you're fully present with yourself where you can acknowledge that you're okay, that this one piece is okay, that there is something beautiful there to be found too. So with that, I wanted to share today's prompt. I've added it in the prompts to the Alumah app under the category At the Threshold. You'll see the day one prompt there. And I encourage you to journal with me today about what am I arriving with, or how am I showing up as this year begins, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. That's our prompt for today. And I just want to close out this video with one of my favorite quotes. So Meister Eckhart, was a 13th, 14th centuries Christian mystic. And when I read his quotes, this one I've always gravitated to, probably because I love beginnings quite so much. But let me just end with this. And suddenly, it's the time to start something new and trust the magic of new beginnings. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you tomorrow.